In December 2020, India's cricket team faced one of its biggest failures. They were bowled out for just 36 runs by Australia. It was a massive shock, especially considering they had just won the previous Border-Gavaskar series in Australia in 2018. This loss shattered the team's confidence and left fans in disbelief. But what happened next is something truly unexpected. Against all odds, India came back stronger. They fought through injuries, pressure, and doubt to achieve something no one thought was possible. This is the story of how India won the 2021 Border-Gavaskar Trophy and created one of the most unforgettable comebacks in cricket history. In 2021, India and Australia were ready to face off in cricket's biggest rivalry. A few years earlier, India had made history by winning the Border-Gavaskar Trophy 2-1 in Australia for the first time in 71 years. The first test was in Adelaide, played with a pink ball in a day-night match. Australia had never lost a pink ball test before, so they were the favourites to win. India won the toss and chose to bat first. The pitch was flat, but under the lights, it helped the fast bowlers. Stark took a quick wicket, getting Shaw out, and Cummins removed Agarwal. India's start looked shaky. Pujara and Kohli then built a strong partnership. Kohli played a great innings of 74 runs, but a run out at a bad time hurt India. After Rahane's effort, the team collapsed to a total of 244 runs. Australia came to bat, but India started strong. Bumrah took 2 quick wickets, putting Australia in trouble. Labuschagne tried to fight back but got out too. Captain Tim Paine played a brave 73 not out, but the other batters couldn't support him. Ashwin took 4 important wickets and Australia was all out for 191. India now had a 54-run lead, but India's second innings was a complete disaster. They were bowled out for just 36 runs, their lowest ever total in 88 years. The innings ended in just over 21 overs. Hazelwood was unstoppable, taking 5 wickets for only 8 runs, while Cummins took 4. Australia needed just 90 runs to win and chased them easily, winning by 8 wickets. In just one day, India went from being in control to a complete loss. But things looked even worse for India. Kohli left for paternity leave, Shami was injured, and team morale was low. The big question was, could India make a comeback? The second test in Melbourne was a do-or-die match for India. Ajinkya Rahane, now leading the team in Kohli's absence, had a big task. India was down 1-0 and Australia looked very strong. The challenge was tough. India had to make 4 important changes. Jadeja replaced Kohli, Gill came in for Shaw, Pant replaced Saha, and Siraj filled in for the injured Shami. For Gill and Siraj, this was their debut international test. Australia won the toss and chose to bat first. Bumrah gave India a great start by getting Joe Burns out early. Labuschagne and Smith tried to settle in, but they didn't last long. Travis Head and Lyon added some late runs, but Australia was all out for just 195. Bumrah was excellent with 4 wickets, Ashwin took 3, and Siraj impressed on debut with 2 wickets. India's batting started poorly too. Stark got Agarwal out early and India looked shaky. But debutant Shubman Gill played a steady knock, scoring 45 runs. His calm batting gave India confidence. The turning point of the match came when Captain Rahane came to bat. Under pressure, he played an amazing innings, scoring 112 runs. His partnership with Jadeja, who scored a valuable half-century, changed the game. Together, they added 121 runs, taking India to a total of 326 and a lead of 131 runs. Rahane's century wasn't just about runs, it showed leadership and courage. India, who had struggled in Adelaide, was now fighting back. Australia needed to score big in their second innings to stay in the game, but India's bowlers stepped up again. Bumrah and Siraj struck early, putting Australia under pressure. Cameron Green tried to fight back with 45 runs, but it wasn't enough. Australia collapsed for just 200 runs. Siraj shined with 3 wickets and every Indian bowler contributed. India now needed only 71 runs to win, and they did it easily, winning by 8 wickets. This wasn't just a win, it was a dream comeback. A team without its key players, led by a new captain, had proved their critics wrong and levelled the series 1-1. The win gave hope to the team and fans across the country. With the series tied, all eyes were now on Sydney. Could Australia bounce back? Or would India carry this momentum and take the lead? Before we move on to the next match, what do you think will happen in this year's BGT series? Will India create a record and win 3rd straight series in a row? Or will Australia bounce back and take what's theirs? Let me know in the comment section below. The third test moved to Sydney, a key match that could decide the series. India came in with confidence after their win in Melbourne, but they faced another setback. Umesh Yadav was injured. Navdeep Saini replaced him and Rohit Sharma returned to the team in place of Mayank Agarwal. Australia won the toss and chose to bat first. India started well with Siraj getting rid of Warner early, but Pukovsky and Labuschagne built a strong 100-run partnership to steady Australia. Just when India hoped to bounce back, Steve Smith walked in and everything changed. Playing on his home ground, Smith was unstoppable. He scored 131 runs from 226 balls, showing why he is one of the best in the world. This was his 27th Test century, ending a long wait of 14 matches without one. Luckily for India, Australia's lower order didn't add many runs. The bowlers finished off the innings and Australia was all out for 338 runs. Then India came out to bat and started well. Shubman Gill and Rohit Sharma gave a good start. Gill impressed again with his half century. Pujara played with his usual patience and anchored the innings. Rohit, Rahane, Jadeja and Pant got starts but couldn't turn them into big scores. Pat Cummins was deadly, taking 4 wickets and breaking India's batting. India was all out for 244, trailing by 94 runs. Australia now had the upper hand, but the match was far from over. They began their second innings strong and wanted to set a huge target for India. India fought back with Ashwin and Siraj taking early wickets. But Labuschagne and Smith added 103 runs together, pulling the game back for Australia. Later, Cameron Green and captain Tim Paine added another strong partnership of 104 runs. Australia declared at 312 for 6, leaving India to chase 406 runs on day 4. At the end of the day 4, India's openers, Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill, looked solid, giving hope to their team. Day 5 was India's biggest challenge yet. Survive the whole day and draw the match. For Australia, it was simple. Bowl India out for a win. Rohit and Gill started well, but Cummins struck again, dismissing Rohit. Then came Cheteshwar Pujara, India's fall. Pujara showed incredible patience, scoring 77 runs off 205 balls. He wasn't there to score fast, he was there to tire out the bowlers. The match turned when Pujara and Rishabh Pant put on a 148-run partnership. Pant attacked the bowlers while Pujara defended, and suddenly, India looked like they could win. But the real heroes of the day were Hanuma Vihari and Ravichandran Ashwin. Vihari, batting a painful hamstring injury, scored just 23 runs from 161 balls, but he never gave up. Ashwin supported him brilliantly, scoring 39 runs off 128 balls. Together, they batted for over 40 overs, blocking everything Australia threw at them. It wasn't just cricket, it was a fight for survival. The pressure reached its peak when Tim Paine tried to distract Ashwin with sledging.
You wait till you get to the Gabba, pal. It's your guys, man. Come on, Gary.
But Ashwin stayed focused and didn't let it affect him. Finally, when the last ball was bowled, India had done it. They had saved the test match. From their heavy loss in Adelaide to this brave fight in Sydney, India showed their courage, teamwork and determination. It wasn't just about one player, it was about everyone stepping up. Australia had controlled most of the match, but on day 5, they couldn't break India's defense. Now, with the series still tied, the final challenge awaited, the 4th test at the Gabba. Would Australia reclaim their dominance? Or could India complete one of the greatest comebacks in cricket history? The stage was ready for an unforgettable ending. The 4th and final match of the series was historic. For Australia, the Gabba was a fortress. They hadn't lost a single test match there in 32 years. On the other hand, India entered the match with many injuries. Shardul Thakur replaced Ravindra Jadeja. Washington Sundar came in for Ashwin. Natarajan stepped in for Bumrah. Mayank Agarwal replaced Vihari. India's bowling lineup had only 13 test appearances combined. Most people thought they might struggle under the pressure. But this young team had everything to fight for. Australia won the toss and batted first. David Warner fell early to Mohammad Siraj, but Marnus Labuschagne played a great knock, scoring 108. His partnership with Matthew Wade added 113 runs, and Australia looked strong, but India's bowlers didn't give up. On debut, Natarajan took 3 wickets for 78 runs, and Shardul Thakur took 3 wickets for 94 runs. Australia ended with 369 runs, putting India behind. Australia's bowlers dominated most of India's first innings, but 2 players stood strong. Washington Sundar and Shardul Thakur. Their amazing 123-run partnership changed the entire game. Sundar scored 62 and Thakur added 67 runs, helping India reach 336 runs, just 33 runs behind Australia. Australia's second innings started with a 68-run opening stand, but India's bowlers fought back. Mohammad Siraj led the charge, taking his first 5-wicket haul and breaking through Australia's middle order. Even though Steve Smith scored a 50, Australia collapsed to 294 runs. Now, India needed 328 runs to win the match and the series. India's final innings started with hope. Shubman Gill played a brilliant knock of 91 and formed a crucial 114-run partnership with Cheteshwar Pujara. When Gill attacked, Pujara defended, facing 240 balls. But then, Cummins took quick wickets and India started to struggle. Then came Rishabh Pant. Pant attacked fearlessly. With Washington Sundar by his side, they pushed India closer to victory. Australia fought hard, but Pant didn't back down. With the match on the line, Pant hit a straight drive for the winning boundary. History had been made. India had broken Australia's 32-year unbeaten run at the Gabba. This wasn't just a win. It was a story of resilience and belief. Here are some of the records India set in that match. First team to win a test at the Gabba in 32 years. First team to chase 300 plus runs in the 4th innings at the Gabba. First team to win a series on Australia after losing the opening test by 8 wickets or more. India played 20 players in the series, most ever, with an average age of 27 years. They fought through injuries and proved everyone wrong. It was one of the most incredible sights for any cricket fan in India. This series will go down as one of the most iconic tours in cricket history. India defeated Australia on their own turf for the second consecutive time, proving they are the best in Test cricket. This victory showed the strength of the Indian cricket and the rise of a new generation. This series had it all: exciting finishes, emotional highs and lows, and unforgettable comeback. With this win, India earned 30 important points, moving to the top of the World Test Championship rankings. Just weeks earlier, the final seemed far away. Now, with a series against England at home, India was ready to secure their place. Few rivalries can match the thrill of the Border-Gavaskar Trophy. But what if I told you there's an even more unbelievable story? AB de Villiers once batted for 9 straight hours to save South Africa from defeat against Australia. A true show of patience, skill, and resilience. Want to know how he did it? Watch the full video here.